Hey guys, today's video is going to talk about the scarcity principle and how it relates to Magic the Gathering's reserve list. It's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you've somehow found me out there on YouTube, well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. Don't leave. Smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It's free to do. And hey, right there, that's our subscriber count. We're trying to get 770 new subscribers so we can get to 5,000 and have a party here on the channel on the live stream. It's going to be epic, and I can't wait to do it there with you guys. So please, smash that subscribe button. Today's conversation is going to revolve around the scarcity principle and how it applies to Magic the Gathering's reserve list. For those of you who didn't know, there's a reserve list out there, and it has all kinds of cards on it that can't be reprinted. But there's a lot of old sets in Magic that have very low print runs. Things like Arabian Nights with only 5 million cards printed. That is just minuscule in today's world. And how many are survived, how many are in decent shape, the number gets smaller and smaller. So when you think of Arabian Nights or any of these cards out there, the rule of the scarcity principle says that when demand cannot meet supply, prices go up. Okay? When the supply exceeds demand, that's when prices go up. That means they're not equal anymore. The amount of demand versus the amount of cards, which Wizards always does try to stay on top of with the new products to keep the prices in check. And they'll reprint cards as they come up. But when you're faced off against old sets that are not being reprinted, this is why people basically invest in the reserve list, right? This is why we do it. I myself have hundreds of cards saved because they're reserve list cards. I've had them a long time. But the fact we have them, and of course certain ones are rarer than others because sure, cards on the reserve list, but it still may have had a massive print run. That's what things like Fallen Empires and stuff on their first time being bought out are facing off against what's going on. But when we have old cards, Legends, Antiquities, Arabian Nights, those old reserve list cards are much smaller print runs. They're harder to come across. So when people don't understand, I'm explaining it to you. The supply does not meet the demand of people who want it. Who here would not love to get a Guardian Beast for 20 bucks? Of course you would. We'd all like to have a Guardian Beast for 20 bucks, but that's not how it works. You see, there are bigger players out there who bought 500. They've artificially inflated the market. They bought 500 of them when they were 50 bucks. They've held them. And their guy bought 200. Somebody else bought 50. Rudy at Alpha Investments keeps hundreds of cards. And because we know, supposedly has these hundreds of cards all packed away somewhere, that we believe that it's a rare card. That's an artificial demand. It's part of the marketplace. You got to play with it. Now, we know for a fact that when these cards go into short supply and you can't find them on the marketplace, or when you do, they're at super jacked up prices, it's because they're scarce. And they're only going to get worse. So I love it when all these new products come out and the reserve list kind of falls to the backdrop because we're covering all these new things. And that gives the reserve list a chance to settle down. But make no mistake about it for those of you who watch this channel regularly. I keep tabs on it literally every day for an hour or two at night. And it's pretty bad. Because the cards just aren't deflating the way I expected some of them to. They're staying up high. Because we hold the line, we don't sell the reserve list here. Many people do the same. And that's keeping these prices at these really high levels. And as soon as we go back to buying them, as soon as a bad product comes out, or people decide they want to buy more reserve list cards, or they think things have dipped just enough that they want to put their toe back in and maybe grab a card, that causes things to disappear. When there's only one sale here and there, everything stays steady. But when people dive in like we did with Soldevi Excavations and buy up hundreds of copies in the matter of a week, we tripled that price and it's never come back down. Okay? And that's the same for a lot of cards. When people hoard them and hold them, even if they don't need them, but if they artificially inflate it by causing demand to happen, because there can be natural demand for a card. Mox Amber can be used in lots of decks. I liked it before it even had a use. I just liked the artwork. So I collected hundreds and hundreds, thousands of copies of it when they were really cheap, and I just stored them in binders. That artificially inflates what's left on the market. I understand that. Okay, like I get it. But I hope you guys understand with the reserve list when this happens, a lot of those prices don't come back down. Arabian Nights commons are really going to go to hundreds of dollars eventually. Beta lands, alpha lands, all those cards are going to go up. Unlimited and Revised are going to head the same route. At a slower pace because they do have larger print runs, but it's going to happen. Legends, Antiquities, even the commons. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, from all of us buying it, there'll be less and less. And when a new player who has lots of money comes onto the scene and is like, whoa, dude, I need these cards. I want them. I want a Candelabra of Thanos. I want an Argivian Archaeologist. I want a Guardian Beast. I want an Ali from Cairo. They'll be paying through the roof, which again will keep that demand that much higher for those prices and products. And it's just a supply-demand issue. No new supply ever comes onto the market. And if a pack gets opened on a YouTube channel, that's not even a drop in a bucket to support the demand of the cards that are being sought out after by people who collect reserve list cards. That's why the newer players who are getting into reserve list stuff are choosing to hit up things like Fallen Empires. They're hitting up Homelands. They're hitting up those sets that were really large print runs, like even Alliances, as well as Ice Age. They had bigger print runs, Urza Block, but they're still nowhere near today's sizes. So you can see why they'll be so collectible. And that's why boxes become collectible when they're sealed, because eventually these cards get gobbled up and there's nothing left for anybody. It is crazy to think about. So when you're deciding to do this, when people decide to hold on and not let supply flow to the market, that's an artificial increase that is being caused. But we don't control that. We can't stop it. And Wizards isn't going to be reprinting these cards. They do functional reprints, cards that are similar to it, but not quite, right? The Biblioplex versus Library of Alexandria. One is definitely better than the other. So when they do it that way, you have to understand that's the mix that they're trying to do to meet the demand. Wizards is trying to find cards to meet that demand, but they can't quite do it. So the older cards, the originals, the OGs, they are becoming the most sought after cards for a reason. Magic's reserve list is just going to get worse. These buyouts are going to get worse, and the people who follow me on this channel, we've just seen the first taste of these newer buyouts. Imagine what 10 years will bring. Imagine what 20 years will bring. It's crazy to think about, guys. It's a very fascinating topic. And I'd like to thank everyone for stopping in today and hanging out with me. Please leave your questions, comments, concerns in the section below. You guys know I always get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for stopping by today. This was MTG Moxman, and yeah, we're getting there, man. We are totally getting there. Look forward to seeing you guys soon. Hey guys, happy Sunday everyone this long weekend. Hope you guys are having a great time with your family and friends and your basement didn't flood and everything is going the way it should for you. I look forward to seeing you guys Monday on the live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. My patrons rock. They're the most awesome. Dun, 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 dun. That's right, it's Sunday. We need to open a cons pack and have some fun. Come on, you know you want to open a pack. Ooh, smells old. Let's take a look. We're looking for more fetch lands, man. Let's meet that fetch land supply issue for those who want more. All right, you ready? You ready for this? All right, we got incremental growth. Very cool. Ah, a suspension field. I used to use that all the time. Is that gonna sharpen up? I don't think so. Tamir Charger. There, it focused. Hey, that's not bad. Oh, we got an Icy Blast. Tap X creatures. That was a good card, man. Hey, we got a foil. The Warden of the Eye. Can we see the foiling? There it is. There. See the foiling? Ooh. So that's what we got, man. That is not bad. Little action for the day, right, guys? All right, man. Thanks for stopping in. This was MTG Moxman. That number's going to change. It's going to change. We are going to get the cake. I'm telling you. It's going to happen.